on today, guys? Welcome back to another video. We have got the Peterbilt pulled up on the pad, and we are going to be installing our Hogue built fenders. If you guys watched the last video, we went and picked these things up. We took the tour, met all of the guys, and today is the big day for the installation. So we're going to kind of run you through the installation process on this kit with our half fenders from guys over at Hogue Built, like I said. So yeah, we're going to unbox this package, take a look at everything, get everything laid out, and kind of run you guys through the process of what it's going to take to install these on our Project 379 Peterbilt. So super excited. Truck should make a big transformation today, but nevertheless, let's cut into this box, take a look and see what we got. Just in case you wanted to see how everything was packaged, really nice the way this box comes up. You can kind of see we've got a little bit sticking out here, but the box covers that up. Got all of our brackets and everything we need to install this baby. All right, we've got everything unpackaged, unboxed, laid out here on our table. As you can see, we've got our nice suspension mount brackets that are gonna bolt right to our air leaf suspension on the truck. We'll kind of go over that here in a little bit, but super nice brackets. We've got all of the brackets. This stuff is all for the support for the rear of the fender. We've got their hardware. Just for reference, this kit that we're going to be using, and obviously again it's for a air leaf truck, this is SS510HT. Again, their website is really good if you guys have a different suspension style, and there are different post mount options. So this is just kind of the bracket style that we are going to be using. We got Vanna White and Michael here showing us kind of exactly how this is going to work. We are going to have to remove some hooks and bolts on the suspension in order to mount those just like that, but this gives a very nice clean look specifically on this truck for sure. And then we've got their ultimate lowrider fenders over here. We're going to leave them in the package until we're ready for them, but first step is going to be removing those bolts and hooks. But this kit should look absolutely awesome on the truck. So we're going to mark down which bolt holes and everything we need to remove, break out our fire wrench here, and remove some hardware on this. And because we're going to be using that specific style of mount, we did go ahead and grab some hardware for that. That is something that if you're going to be using this kit, you're going to need to kind of factor in for a lot of different trucks, a lot of different styles. You're going to have to kind of figure that out, but we should be good. And yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to start cutting some stuff off. We're going to remove obviously this post and that, and start working on getting that baby installed. I tried to film as much of step one as possible, but it is so hot out that the camera itself is overheating just along with me and Michael. But we've got step number one. We actually had to torch off all of the huck bolts and the bolts holding this suspension hanger on. There was two that we didn't really need to get into, but the length of them prevented us from mounting this bracket completely solid. So brackets are completely done. We've got our new frame bolts. This is like frame grade hardware. Again, McMaster car for the win. You'll get that stuff super fast. So 5/8 flange head bolts that are to the proper grade. and those are all sucked on there and tight, and we are pretty much good to go on probably the hardest, I would say, labor intensive part of the installation. Now what we can do is grab our fenders, which we put inside because it's way too hot, they burn in our hands. So we're gonna go grab the fenders and start laying them on the tire with some spacing. Again, our suspension is dumped to do this. We want to try and get it as close as possible with some gap when it's fully dumped out, and then when the air suspension comes back up, they'll raise it up just a little bit. So brackets are done. We're on to step 2, trying to basically mock everything up, and then once that's done, we'll move to our secondary bracket, which is back here. We even had to bust out some fans, try and get some air movement, because we barely have any clouds at times and no air movement. And it is hot. Jump in time here. If you can't notice, we're wearing some different clothes. You know, we didn't do a midday change. We actually are on a different day on installing our Hogue-built fenders here. So where we left off was cleaning off all of the existing hook bolts on the suspension bracket, which we did get done. We went ahead and mocked up our really nice Hogue-built bracket here. So we've got our new bolts in, we've got our bracket on, but we did run into a little bit of an issue. Really just a fitment issue, and it's really more or less like our truck. Of course, like Michael, nothing we ever do is really bolt on, bolt off. You know, that bracket would make things too easy, right? So our truck is a little bit different, and I'm hoping that this will kind of help you guys if you guys are interested in installing fenders, and run you through the process of kind of where we've been at for the last little bit, trying to mock up what looks good, what fits good. The big problem with our truck is that we are running small rubber. We've got 275s on here, and I believe that this bracket was really on the Airleaf side. The Airleaf suspension bracket was made for trucks that are running 24, 5, 11Rs or 22, 11Rs, just big, tall rubber. So we've got the fender spaced up just a little bit. It does need to come up just a little bit, but you can see how far away we are from our suspension bracket. Now, just imagine this thing moved up to that, and we are aired down right now. So if we moved this all the way up, we have just got some massive gaps all the way throughout the fender mounting. So it's really function would work perfectly. Honestly, I am truly a huge fan of these brackets. I love the way they look, but with the way our truck is kind of set up with the tires that we have on it, it is just going to look too far raised up. It's not really going to give us the look that we're really going after. So unfortunately, I think we're going to go to plan B, and that's why we're on a separate day. What we've been working on this morning is over here on this side. The other style that they do make is a post style mount. There's actually two different styles of post mount. You can actually get it with the small circle slug, which we'll show you guys, or it's actually uniform the whole way out. But what this will allow us to do is mount this wherever we really want. So this is actually the spacing that we've been working on right now. So we're aired down. We've got really nice spacing throughout the entire tire, and then when the air suspension comes up, it's still going to look really tight, really tucked, but give us the correct clearance. So this is the low look that we're after. That way when we park at shows and we air down, it really looks nice and tight and slammed to the tire. So we've actually got, there's 2 pieces of wood in there throughout the entire thing. And what you can see over here is kind of what we're dealing with. So that bracket where it was before, let's mimic that. So the other bracket here, can you hold it? So just mimic where the other bracket was that far away from where we want to mount the fender. So we went to our post style, which the second option would be, hey, we're gonna go to this bolt right here. That would be super easy, but we're halfway better, but we're not all the way better. So what we've kind of come up with after mocking and just looking at what's going to look good, we've got a hole right here that we're going to drill through the frame. And again, our truck has given us a little bit of a fit here and there because we've got our air leaf suspension bracket and then we've got a cross member literally right in the way. So we kind of have to go in between the cross member here within just enough space to kind of get a bolt on the other side. But that is kind of where we're at in the installation process. So unfortunately, our really nice Hogue-built suspension bracket is not gonna work for us. If we had taller, so if you guys are interested, if you have big, tall rubber, the 11Rs and 22s or 24s, that suspension bracket will work absolutely awesome for you. There is like a 2 to 3 inch difference in the overall height and diameter of our 275s to those bigger tires. So you can kind of see that bigger gap will work better for you because you still need gap in between all that fender. It doesn't look like there's a lot of gap. This actually looks like it's sitting right on there, but there is actually a little over a ½ inch gap on this fender sitting right here on this tire. So just imagine you're 2 or 3 inches already closer to this if you have big tires. So anyway, a little bit of a long-winded explanation, but that's why we're on our second day. We ran back down there. Like I said, luckily they are so close. We kind of FaceTimed Matt. He kind of gave us the rundown and he's like, well, I think the post mount would probably work a little bit better for you if you're really after that look. So we're gonna go the extra mile. We wanna make sure these things look as good as possible. So that's our solution. Our solution is to, as always, you want the best result, you better be ready to do the most amount of work. So we are going to drill a new hole. We're not going to go the easy route and even take this hole, which would get us close. That using that hole that's already there would get us close, but again, we want it to look perfect. So we're going to go ahead and drill a new hole. That's where we're at. Drill a new hole, and then we can kind of complete the rest of the installation. Drop your nut, dude. All right, guys, we are pretty much all set with this side. I know we kind of skipped through a lot of steps. We'll kind of try to backtrack here, but this side is completely done. You guys saw we made a template for right here. We kind of drew on our protective covering and kind of marked down our holes after we had this slid forward and got this exactly where we wanted it. So that is step number one, getting that set on there. We really just have to clamp this down right there and we'll be good. It bolts from the back. It has some supports, which is really nice. But we've got this thing sitting exactly where we want it with the air dumped out. And again, once we air it up, you'll see we have plenty of more clearance. But we've got this back section done as well. We've got this support right here that goes into your frame, that attaches to your frame, and then you've got your L bracket here. That way you can adjust right here to make sure we're level here and make sure our pitch is correct. So the way the truck suspension is, it's kind of got a little bit of a rake to it, and we're gonna stick with that. That way when you look down it, aired up and down, kind of matches the angle of the frame. It does have just a little bit of a pitch to it. Definitely get yourself some good drill bits. I would say that this right here, this is going to be your best friend. The step bit, this stainless, drilling through stainless is definitely a little bit of a chore on some drill bits, but I think we're pretty much all set. The last step right here on this fender is just showing off that beautiful shine. We're gonna be looking at the ceiling here. Look at that. That is beautiful. So here we go. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, I got you something. Lift it up, Terry. Okay, lower it down, Terry. Oh yeah. Hopefully you guys can see that on camera. Moves about an inch or so. Maybe not a whole lot in person, maybe not a whole lot on camera, but in person, with it aired out, it looks super tucked. Man, I'm in love. I'm in love all over again. I feel like we just went to the next level. What do you think, Michael?
It's beautiful.
I feel like it looks pretty gangster.
It does.
Oh yeah.
Really brings the chrome out.
It does.
People are probably wondering why you're.
They're thinking I'm lost. They're thinking I'm lost. We got just straight polished along the whole underside of the truck. Oh man. Well guys, we just finished. Obviously, we just pulled it outside. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. So wiped it down just a little bit to get the fingerprints off. But all of the brackets are tight. All of them are secured. You can kind of see our back bracket right here goes to the frame. Got it all attached underneath. Just a bunch of time to try to make sure that both sides match. You know, you've got a lot to match from side to side. You want to make sure your height on the bottom, your angle over here, your spacing on the frame. So just a lot of back and forth, side to side, to make sure that they look absolutely perfect from side to side. The ultimate low was definitely the way to go. Just gives it a really clean look. So we're happy with the spacing. I know it doesn't probably look like there's a ton, but when it's aired up, there's about 2 inches. They've got that real heavy shoulder, which is really nice. It gives it a really clean look, but we've got about 2 inches all the way around the tire. Definitely plenty of fifth wheel height clearance. So overall, just super pleased. These things look absolutely phenomenal on the truck. I am super pumped. is going to wrap up today's video on the installation on the Hogue-built half fenders. Could not be more happy with how they came out. That's aired up right now, going down the road. But that is a wrap. Again, huge thank you to the guys at Hogue-built. Awesome dudes to work with. Can't wait to bring this baby all over. We will be at the Atlantic City, New Jersey truck meet with the Peterbilt. Hopefully, should be. Fingers crossed. I don't see why not. We got a couple other things that we got to take care of, but we should be up there. We'll either way, we'll definitely 100% be there. But man, I am super pumped. That's it, boys. Long day, long hot day. But anyway, hit the like button before you leave. Subscribe if not already. Please leave some comments down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Plenty more Peterbilt videos to come. Stay tuned. But my goodness, would you just look at it? Would you just look at it? I'll see you, boys.